This behemoth was developed in 1972 by a group called the Glendale Associates and was designed by a guy named John Jerd. Everybody involved with this has an alliterative name who actually, so he based the design of the Glendale Galleria on an essay written by Ray Bradbury on how great downtown LA used to be as a shopping and cultural hub.
Wow, really?
So his rosy-eyed descriptions were, and slightly overrated, were incorporated into the design of this place to make it into a thriving place of commerce and also community by trying to incorporate how downtown LA used to be into the layout of the Glendale Galleria.
Okay.
So that was the idea, to make it like a shopping district more than just a mall where people run in. I gotta get some Adidas. I gotta get a Who Farted shirt from Spencer's Gift and get out of here.
I gotta get
grandma needs it,
like a wiggling finger at Spencer's or something that I don't understand because I'm 10. I just thought it was neat, and then my mom yelled at me, but then she kept it.
I gotta get pants that zip off into shorts at Pacific Sunwear and get the hell out of here. They wanted you to linger at the Pacific Sunwear and the Spencer's Gift, because at the end of the day, isn't life just a Spencer's Gift?
You thought you were in a PacSun, but you're actually in a Spencer's Gift.
Yeah, you just got to sit back in the Adirondack chairs in front of Abercrombie and Fitch and watch the Pacific sunset. But that was the idea, to make it more than just a shopping place, but a cultural, like a gathering place, a cultural hub.
Did it work?
Yes, it absolutely works. So this plan was for this place to be absolutely huge. So to prevent this from taking as long to build as that cathedral in Spain that I can't remember the name of, they decided to open it up in 2 phases. Construction started in 1973, and on October 14th, just a couple of weeks ago, 1976, phase 1 of the Glendale Galleria opened for business. And when it opened, it was anchored by 4 major department stores. You got Buffum's. Have you ever heard, stop me if you've heard this one. Have you heard of Buffum's?
They had a restaurant part of it called Stuffums.
They also had a gym, ironically, also called Buffum's. They also had a car detailing place, ironically also called Buffum's.
There was a wing dedicated to a TV show about a vampire slayer.
Ironically.
This might surprise you.
So there was Buffum's, there was the Broadway.
Okay.
There was Orbox, which ironically had a whole section devoted to character actor Jerry Orbach. And then there was JCPenney.
Okay. That's no joke. No jokes about Jesus Christ Penny.
You mean the guy who vanquished, oh my God, no, Chernobog.
Yeah, Chernobyl.
So they had also 4,000 parking spots, which I feel like they still have 4,000 parking spots.
All full.
And everybody's fighting for every single one of them.
4,000 parking spots, 5,000 cars looking for a parking spot.
So the second phase opened in September 1983 and was referred to as Galleria 2, which is when they got rid of Purgatory. Take that, JCPenney. So in this expansion, they added an entirely new wing and a Nordstrom. All right.
Whoa, stepping up.
You might joke about your handstands. Handstands?
Ham stams?
And they also opened a Mervyn's.
Oh, I remember a Mervyn's. My boyhood department store, Mervyn's. Please don't make me go to Mervyn's. Mom, can we please leave Mervyn's?
I feel like I did most. Maybe I was in Mervyn's doing my shopping. Okay. I feel like JCPenney, Mervyn's.
They got some good slack.
They got some good. If I ever soiled my Oshkosh bagosh, I would go straight to Mervyn's. So once all was said and done, this place was 3 stories tall and covered 34.5 acres with 1.6 million square feet of retail space.
Yeah.
It had, and maybe still has, I'm not sure, it had its own police station and zip code and is currently the 4th largest mall in LA County, costing a total of $75 million to build.
I thought you were going to say it had its own zip line. Zip code's okay too, I guess, but it's not the same.
It technically has a vote in the Senate of the Glendale Galleria.
All presidential elections fall to Ohio, Florida, and the Glendale Galleria. We're waiting on word from the Glendale Galleria.
These hanging chads. It's no longer a store in the. It's no longer where I buy my chads.
The filibuster department store.
The filibuster was the food court at JCPenney. Filibuster Browns was where
Dave and filibusters. Yeah. And that's what we're looking for.
There's a lot of things we're looking for here. And you'll find it at the Glendale Galleria. This place was really, Melissa wasn't that impressed with it because she grew up with the Del Amo Mall. That was her childhood mall. Big. And that, I think, is the biggest mall in the country, or maybe the one in Minnesota is bigger, but the Del Amo Mall is massive.
I stepped into it because I'm work near there.
And you've never left.
I think I still might be. It's like the second season of Channel Zero. I still might be in there. Yeah, I went to the Delano Mall for the first time recently, and it was like walking into the Vatican. Like it was like, this space is giant. Like, is this 6 floors?
Well, you do. That's why you go to the JCPenney.
Oh,
First things first.
First things first. It's like a transfer area. Like when you come back from space and they need you to hang out. Yeah. You go to JCPenney's first, and then you can go to real world.
That's a place where it's almost like Las Vegas, where like you're wondering, how am I still inside a casino?
I've been running for 40 minutes.
I've been running with this sack of cash
for 40 minutes, and I think I'm still. They're gonna arrest me, and I have to stay. And they're like, I'm doing 4 to 5 in the Del Amo Mall.
Yeah, that is the purgatory. They got rid of the purgatory at the Glendale Galleria and put it in the Del Amo Mall.
My favorite Joe Baez song.
So they paved purgatory and put up a Journey shoes. So what's most impressive about this place, other than what I'll get to at the end, is how many major firsts they've had at Glendale Galleria.
Hit me with them.
First off, they had the first Masses kebab, which has been there since they opened in 1976. Have you seen those? It's mostly in the mall. It's like a kebab place that's in pretty much every mall. It's at the Sherman Oaks Fashion Center. I feel like there's other ones also.
No, I don't think I've done that. Been there, eaten there.
Been there, done that, haven't eaten there though.
I haven't kebabbed there.
Of course, we know that the original Panda Express opened in their food court in 1983. They also had the first ever Disney store.
Oh, right.
That opened March 28th, 1987. On May 19th, 2001, they also had one of the first 2 Apple stores ever opened.
Wow.
They opened concurrently. The other one was in Virginia. So it was Virginia and the Glendale Galleria on the same day. In July 2007, they also got the first 3-story Target in the United States, replacing the old Robinson's May.
Right.
They paved Robinson's May
and put up a 3-story Target
with 4,000 parking spots.
I think that's my least favorite Target. And I do great Targets.
I saw it when I was there, but I did not go into it.
Yeah, you're probably
3 stories seems like too much.
It's a bit excessive.
Yeah. What's in the 3rd story?
The JCPenney's. A weird thing came up when you were talking right now. But on my sister-in-law used to work at the Warner Brothers store there. And on September 11th, she was wondering if she still had to go in. And so me and my best friend growing up and my cousin, everybody got congregated at my house. And she
ask you, are you responsible?
Yeah. Where were you? Why didn't you stop this? You knew it was going to happen. My sister-in-law was like, do you guys want to come with me to the mall? Because I want to go pick up a check, but also if I have to work, you have to wait there for 8 hours. And we were like, okay, I don't want to be in front of the TV anymore. Please take me away.
Yeah, I mean, it's better. I can't tell if that's better or worse, being in one of the biggest malls in the city or
staying home and watching Trauma.
Horror.
Yeah, Trauma that was hours over. So on September 11th, I did find myself at the Glendale Galleria.
If we can't go back to the Glendale Galleria, then the terrorists have won.
Then where can we go? Where is safe?
What is safe anymore? So this place has been seen in Big Man on Campus, Dynasty, and one of the 80s Twilight Zone episodes. I was actually kind of surprised how few things seem to have been filmed at the Glendale Galleria.
There's a 80s movie that I loved called Cloak and Dagger, which filmed there. And I remember the store.
But that's not on my notes.
No, I had them erased the
Your
movie.
9/11 stories in my notes, but that's not in my notes.
I always know where you were on 9/11.
Your sad 9/11 story.
It's not sad. It's just confusing. It's a movie that I feel like I've only ever seen 2 other people talk about.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not one of the 2.
Henry Thomas is in it.
Oh, okay.
Whenever I go there with anybody, I'd be like, Cloak and Dagger store. Yeah, it's a store from Cloak and Dagger. They shoot that guy.
And everyone hates when you say that. The Glendale Galleria was sold in 2002 to General Growth Properties for $415 million.
And orange people.
Before that, it was owned by a group of owners made up of a company called J. Griffiths, not Griffith J. Griffiths, Cigna, and also the New York State Teachers Retirement System.
What?
I guess maybe I was thinking like, is that how they kept their pension fund by profiting off the Glendale Galleria?
Oh, maybe.
I have no idea. It was renovated in 2012 for $57.5 million. And today they have the Partner to Empower program to help business owners of color to open up stores in the Glendale Galleria. But what's really most impressive, like I was saying about the Glendale Galleria, is how popular they still are today. Yeah. I couldn't believe, in a world where most malls are either dead or dying, I was there and it was packed with people. And they were also not many empty storefronts you'll see in a lot of malls. Like every single thing was a place.
Yeah.
People were in them.
People were shopping, actively shopping.
You could give them money and they give you stuff.
And they give you product and a little piece of paper that proves it.
Yeah. A little piece of paper that I can show people. I am going to return the gift that they got me.
I'm going to bring this fake stud back to Hot Topic in 2 weeks. Yeah, I guess you're right. It is thriving. The times that I go, usually it's like dead hours. But I feel
it's still thriving even then.
I wonder how much runoff they get from the Americana.
Well, the Americana, you can't do your everyday shopping there. But as of a few years ago, Disneyland was getting some 18 million visitors a year. The Glendale Galleria was getting 30 million visitors. So it's proven more fun than Disneyland.
It's proven more fun, and also it's free. They let you go in for free. You walk in for free.
You do have to pay to meet their mascot, which is not Mickey, but it is a mouse that they found. I mean, if you bring the family, come on down, have a great time at
Panda Express, the first Panda Express.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm trying to think of the haunted Mervins,
Lilo and Abercrombie and Fitch.
Lilo and Abercrombie and Stitch. So a big part of this is that original design intention that they've maintained to today of making sure that they stay a communal place where people don't just go shop but gather. And the financial success of it is in a large part responsible for what Glendale has grown into today. Because before this, there was a huge retail void and the city kind of expanded around what the Galleria could provide.
Yeah.
And it became public knowledge that Ray Bradbury's essay was such a big influence on the success that was the Glendale Galleria. The designers of the Century City Mall went to Bradbury asking for advice on how to be as successful as the Glendale Galleria.
Wow.
And he looked at their plans and told them this will never be a good mall.
Wow.
And he gave them all these tips on how they could fix it, and they ignored it. And when they opened, it was a total failure. And then a year later, they went back to Bradbury and begged for forgiveness and listened to all his advice this time. And that's how we got whatever it is that the Century City Mall is now. And that's the story of how we got the Century City Mall.